Today we are talking about buyer protection on the third party addendum. Section 1 of the third party financing addendum delineates six financing types. One, which is conventional, and this also includes private money loans. Two is Texas Veterans Loan. Then there's FHA insured, VA guaranteed, USDA guaranteed, and reverse mortgage. You'll want to make sure that your buyers understand that they need to start the loan process prior to their home search, which I'm sure we're all doing it at this point. And then also switching lenders once they're under contract could cause delays. Remember, if they change the type of loan, it could require an amendment, and you'll need to confer with your buyer's lender to verify the type of loan, the loan amount, term, and interest rate, and then check the applicable box in Section 1 and insert that information into the form that you just received from the lender. When entering the interest rate, it might be a good idea to leave yourself a little room, but again, consult with their lender before making any changes to that rate.
Section 2 of the financing addendum covers financing approval. Financing approval is divided into two portions: buyer approval and property approval. For buyer approval, you have two options for your buyer. Their offer can either be contingent upon them being approved for the loan, or the contingency can be waived. It is a good idea to include this contingency, but shorten it as much as possible depending on what the lender confirms they can do. Ideally, this number would be higher than the option period just to include some added protection for the buyer. The second option is not recommended unless the lender has issued full conditional approval beforehand, or the buyer has enough cash to cover the full loan amount. If the loan is not approved due to the buyer not satisfying all of the lender's requirements and this contingency is waived or the deadline is passed, then they will be at risk of losing their earnest money. The second portion of the financing approval covers property approval. It is very important to pay attention to this paragraph and deadline. If the property is not able to be approved for any reason, and this includes but is not limited to the appraisal, insurability, lender required repairs, and even the condo questionnaire, you have up until 3 days prior to closing to terminate and get their earnest money back. And remember, even if the appraisal is waived with the added appraisal addendum, the buyer is still protected if the property is not approved for financing for any reason other than the appraisal. It is important to pay attention to this deadline because if you terminate under this paragraph less than 3 days prior to closing, your buyer will be at risk of losing their earnest money.
On Section 3, it's a short one. It just states that the loan is going to be collateralized by the property.
In Section 4, it is FHA VA required provision that makes the requirement for the appraisal unconditional. Enter the contract price in blank, not the amount being financed. Under this paragraph, FHA VA buyers cannot waive the appraisal contingency. However, they are free to pay the difference in appraised value and contract price if they're able to.
Section 5 is the release of authorization. Part A gives lenders authority to provide to the seller, buyer, and their representatives information relating to the status of the loan. Part B authorizes the lender and escrow agents to provide closing disclosures and settlement statements to brokers and sales agents. The importance of completing the third-party financing addendum correctly and completely cannot be overstated. Don't overlook any checkboxes. The form is critical to your buyer's protection and gives the ability to terminate the contract and receive their earnest money if they cannot meet the terms as stated on the form.
And as always, if you have any questions about this form, please consult your broker. Your preferred lender and title company are always a wealth of information.